were proper friends with the Obamas. You were at the famous last kind of White House party.
I was there. It was scary. It was sad. It was daunting. I remember, I just remember, like, hanging out and, like, first of all, every black person was there. Like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah. It's like I died and went to black heaven. And I remember at one point of the night, I was like with Michelle Obama, and she was like kind of sad. And she's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I was like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You know, Housewives of Atlanta, you know, something. You'll get on something, and you will be fine. And she looks at me and she goes, I was talking about the country. I've never felt so stupid in my life.
When you go with all your jokes, you hope that there's different references that they won't get, and some things are very British-centric, and I didn't know that if they knew. I have a joke about, well, it involves the words hanky-panky.
What is it?
I can't do the whole joke.
Why not?
Because it's on my new TV show.
I'm doing one of our songs from our album.
Oh, OK. Yeah. OK.
I like the fact that you checked with me whether hanky-panky was all right. That was really nice.
I was just being respectful.
You looked at me and said, it's because the word hanky-panky.
I'm
as
sorry,
though I might be offended by
But what if the joke isn't funny on the joke? Do you want me to do the joke? It's just a silly joke. It's a joke about words that come with another word. So there's, like, chit-chat or chat. So what's the difference between chat and chit-chat? Why? People say, do you want to have a chat, or we just had a chat? We had a bit of chit-chat, but it's pretty much the same thing. The difference, of course, is chit. But people never have a chit. They never go, would you like a chit? No, I don't have time for a chat. Could we have a little chit? Or I could probably have a chit-chat. So I gathered all these words up, like willy-nilly, nitty-gritty. You get to the nitty, you do sometimes get to the gritty, not the nitty. Hurly-burly, dilly-dally, wishy-washy, argy-bargy, fuddy-duddy, and hodgepodge. My favourite is hanky-panky, because, well, everybody hopes. I can only speak as a man, but men tend to hope for hanky-panky on a daily basis. But often we must make do with hanky. That's pretty much it. Sometimes we get to the end of the day, and it looks like Panky's on the cards. And you think, oh, I didn't think Panky was happening today. And we're like, I'm not sure I can do Panky because I went hanky early doors. But if you can refrain from hanky, there's a good chance of rumpy-pumpy. I didn't know whether they had the phrase hanky-panky in Australia. So I said to my tour manager, who is the sweetest, smallest Maltese man? He's a tiny, sweet...
Malteser.
Malteser. With a bald head, so like you've eaten the top off. And I said, his name's Grazia. I said, Graz, can you go and find out if they know the phrase hanky-panky here? Because I don't want to do this joke and everyone just stares at me. So he went over to the largest Australian security man I've ever seen. He's just standing like that. And he just went, excuse me, are you familiar with the phrase hanky-panky? And he was just like, you better get away from me, sir.
Yeah.
It was a great joke. And were they familiar with it?
Yes, it went very well.
Tell me about the fact. OK, it's not funny, but I'm interested in what your opinion is, because you can be underwhelmed, you can be overwhelmed.
Right.
But you're never just
whelmed,
are you?
I spoke about this 2 days. Not you and me. I spoke about this this 2 days ago.
Whelmed. You're right. Like you can be dishevelled, but never shevelled.
Or ruthless, but not. You ever say, "Oh, he's got a lot of ruth."
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Good point.
Wow. I feel like
there are other words that always go with, like torrential will always go with rain.
Yes.
People tend not to say... My favourite is akimbo. You can only have legs. Can you have arms akimbo?
Arms akimbo,
I thought it was
sure.
just legs akimbo.
I think that's...
Have you seen her dance?
You're right, the whelmed. This is a good thought.
If I ever went solo, that would be my name.
Whelmed.
No legs akimbo.
It's a good pet name.
lovely way of using social media as a tribute to your partner, Jane.
Yeah. I just, yeah.
I like your in the bar faces that you do.
I do it in the bar faces, but then I also get pictures where if we're out or something, I sort of like lag behind and get Jane by herself with no one on, and I take a picture of her and I tweet Jane with all her friends.
Yeah. So,
this is always a
so
lot
like,
of
imagine. So I don't know how funny Jane finds these, but they are funny.
Fine.
So here's one you tweeted of Jane. Jane thought she'd made a new friend, but it was just a shadow. Which is the next one? Oh, this is exactly what you're describing. Jane thinking about making new friends.
I went, Jane, look at those crows.
But does she not know you're doing it? Does she not think, where is he? Where is he?
She sees the tweet.
This one is... Jane is looking so happy because her new friend hasn't walked away yet. And then, like...
Does she ever, when she's posing for one of these pictures, does she go, is this one of those pictures where you're going to make me look like I have no friends?
No. I'm so convincing.
But also, there had to be a few words at home after you posted this one. Just found this photo of Jane when she was little. There had to be a gift. You must have given her a gift after that.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what being in a relationship for 30 years does.
Is it true, and this seems unlikely, that you own a single piece of every bit of memorabilia that they produced for Lord of the Rings?
Oh, well, that's half true. So I've got a few things from the actual film. So I have the ring, I have Sting, I have a map from Bilbo's study or the living room in Bag End. And I just recently, because I went back and did the final bit on The Hobbit, and they gave me the book that Bilbo writes in. He writes The Hobbit, there in Mac Again, A Hobbit's Tale, and then I finish it as Lord of the Rings. They gave me that red volume, which is beautiful.
The actual prop?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And on my last day in Hobbiton, it was pretty magical. I know, it was amazing.
Hobbiton.
But then
Hobbiton.
This is all right. It's a real... So listen, it's a real place. They've actually...
No, it's not.
Graham.
Let him have his dreams! Don't you screw up his dreams! His feet are big too. Let him dream.
So they've actually built it. We built it for Lord of the Rings. We took all of the facades away, and then it's since been a tourist attraction. And now it's been rebuilt for The Hobbit, but with sustainable materials, with real wood, so it'll always be there.
Whoa.
So from now on, you'll actually get to see Hobbiton and visit it as a real place.
And will people... Well, will you be able to stay there?
You can't stay there, no.
You can't... Oh.
But they are turning the Green Dragon pub into a visitor center.
Surely. There'll be wonderful people coming in.
Fitting.
Where's my bedroom? This way, sir. Here's the jacuzzi. Just there we go. Let's get it going, Bobby. Hobbiton. That would be wonderful. I'm sure people go, yes, we're going to Hobbiton for Christmas.
I turned 19 when we first went to Hobbiton. And I'm 30 now. I was talking to Pete when we were there on my last day. I said, you realize that I had my 19th birthday in Hobbiton? Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah, puts things into perspective.
Wow. Not many people can say that. I had my birthday party in Hobbiton. I was circumcised at Disneyland. What happened?
Because no one could have known that it was going to take off and become a real place. Yeah.
Stop it.
It's like a real place.
It's a whole tourist industry based on that.
Good luck getting into New Zealand, asshole.
I know. Oh, should they show this?
No. I was going, oh, look, it's him! It's Graham Norton. Come on, Graham, good luck on you.
Yeah. He's the Hobbit denier.
He doesn't believe in Hobbiton. Bastard!
This is based on your life. I mean, this is things...
Yeah, but... I mean... loosely, Graham.
No, but things like, isn't the washing machine, that happened to you?
What?
The washing, you were very hungover.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell Jodie Foster that story.
All their stories are really cool, though, Graham. When I was teaching, which is what this show is based on, I went home one weekend, and I was in my 30s. I was probably 33 years of age. I went home to see my mother, and then I went back, and while I was at home, my mother did my washing for me, because I was only 33. And then I went back, and on the Sunday night, I got really drunk, and then I went for a curry, and then the next day I went into school. I went into school, and it was a school in Slough, and it was quite a rough school, but they had a really brilliant hearing impaired department, so there were hearing impaired kids who, struggled. They were really looked after in the school. Anyway, I was really hungover. I went there, and about break time, I felt really uncomfortable. I thought something's not right, you know? So I went to the toilet, and I pulled my trousers down, and some of my mother's knickers had got mixed up in the wash she'd done, and I was wearing my mother's underwear. And I went, oh, God, oh, no. Oh, I remember going, oh, you loser, this is such a low point, you fucking loser. And then the curry and the booze kicked in from the night before. So I did like a fecal Jackson Pollock. And I started going, oh, God, not this as well. Oh, Jesus. So I cleaned myself up and I pulled my mother's pants back up. And I went back into the classroom and I saw one of the hearing impaired kids just looking at me like this. And that's when I remembered that I had a microphone directly